Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion, Parshas Vayigash. Yehuda, he approaches Yosef, but we will get back to the story in a few moments. But before that, I would like to remind you about Judaism, something that we always talking about, that Judaism is an exact science. Everything has a measurement. How long, how big, how heavy, what the size, value, from how many hours you wait from meat to milk, what time you read the Shema, until what time you read the Shema, what the size of it filling, and so on. Everything has exact measurement. However, there are some places in the Jewish law where the human factor is not just obvious part of the behavior, but the critical part of the law itself. For example, shchita. Shchita, it's a slaughter in Hebrew, and a shoichet, it's a person that making kosher slaughter. I hope you know that it's not enough that the chicken is kosher or lamb is kosher. You also need to slaughter it in a proper way. And the whole point of this slaughter and the way that the animal is slaughtered is that we don't cause any pain to the animal. That's why the shoichet, the person that does the job, he learns exactly the place that he has to apply his knife, and the knife itself has a very, very specific criteria. For example, it has to be very heavy. By the way, all the knives today for the shechita are prepared in Japan. So basically, the shoichtim are the last samurais that remains who making a shechita with those knives, and it has to be extremely sharp. To the extent that there are special persons that check that there is no parts that when you slide your fingernail on the knife, there is no stoppage, there's no obstacle. Why? Because this can cause pain to the animal as well. But there is one more important thing. When the shochet make a shechita, he doesn't swing the knife, he doesn't cut the head. No, the cut has to come from the heaviness and the sharpness of the knife itself. And only shochet himself, he knows, did he apply any pressure or force, or it was done properly. Why I'm telling you this very much applicable to the story of Yosef, because story of Yosef spreads to the couple of chapters together and kind of doesn't fit the whole story of Bereshit, because we define the story of Bereshit by the words of the Ramban, who begins to comment on Avram, and he says, Ma'aseh avot siman levanim. The deeds of our fathers are the example, the lesson to us, to their descendants. However, I'm sure you know that none of us are descendants of Yosef. The story of Book of Bereshit was supposed to be over in a 2 weeks ago Parsha, because we finished the story of Yaakov. And Yosef, he is the father of the two tribes that do not exist today, or at least they lost since the destruction of the first temple. But why do we need to know the story of Yosef? The main explanation is that the story of Yosef, ups and downs, raise to the power and the downfall, and rise again, this is the story of the Jewish people. But I want to draw your attention on one aspect in the story of Yosef. Yosef gives a special description. He is called Ish Matzliach, a successful man. How do you describe a successful man? Usually, in our current modern understanding, the successful man is somebody that has a talent, and he studies and he works and he applies his or her talents, utilize them, and then achieves success due to their talents. But he also brings a different understanding of what true success is, because he says about himself already at the end of the previous parsha that he doesn't do anything. When winemaker with his dream approached Yosef, or rather Yosef approached him and says, "You don't look today too well. Did something happen?" And the winemaker tells him his dream. He said, "I can interpret your dream, but not me. God will interpret your dream. I'm just a messenger." Yosef didn't achieve this understanding right away, because at the beginning he was not a pleasant brother, and he was behaving like he's better than everybody else. And he suffered the consequences. The same thing happened in the house of Potiphar when he became the manager of the house of one of the most important people in Egypt, and then he was seduced by his wife, and he actually considering to go that way because he feels in his success that he's so special. But then his biggest downfall, he goes down to the Egyptian prison that he seemingly shouldn't survive. But then in the bottom, he understands that he's just a messenger in the hands of God. It's not he's successful. God is successful through him. As it says in the Torah, Elokim matzliach darko, that when he interpreted the winemaker dream, and then in our weekly Torah portion, he already approaches Pharaoh, and he says exactly the same thing. It's not me, it's God. I'm just a messenger, a shaliach. This word of the shaliach, it became a part of our Jewish culture due to Lubavitcher Rebbe, who was sending his shluchim, his messenger, around the world. They were only the tool in the hands of God. And this is how Yosef became the successful man, because he understood that he is only a tool, like a knife in the hands of the shochet. He is in the hands of God, or as we say in our liturgy on Yom Kippur, like the material in the hands of the Creator, like a glass in the hands of the glassmaker. This is a success. So I wish you good luck. Thank you very much. I see you next week.